Today we'll do a Freenove V5 Control Board review, which is Arduino compatible, and a fun knock pattern project. This is the first Arduino Minima alternative board that I've seen, and it's made by Freenove, which I've become a big fan of since using their ESP32S3 board and expansion board. And in my experience, they have excellent build quality of their products, and they include a lot of good documentation with a lot of details about their products, and it comes with a good tutorial that includes a lot of code to get you started. This is a functionally identical clone of the Arduino Minima board. It has the same Renesas RA4M1 microcontroller, the same ARM Cortex-M4 core architecture, the same amount of flash, SRAM, and EEPROM. The operating voltage is 5 volt with an input voltage of 6 to 24 volt. It has 6 PWM pins. It has UART, I2C, SPI, and CAN connection. It has 14 digital I/O pins and 6 analog inputs. And remember, the maximum current you can have on any I/O pin is 8 milliamp. Here is the barrel jack, and this is one way that you can power your board, and it accepts 6 to 24 volts. Here's the reset button, and right next to that is the USB Type-C connection. Here we have 3 LEDs, and one says L. That is the built-in LED, and it corresponds with pin 13. The other 2 are TX and RX LEDs, and they light up during serial communication. This side of the board has the digital pins, and if you look closely, the little squiggly mark next to the pin, that indicates pins with PWM support, or pulse width modulation. On the other side, we have the analog pins. We have A0 through A5, and then we have our power pins next to that. You've got 3.3 volt and 5 volt pins. What I like about this board that Arduino does not have are the through holes that are next to the headers that allow you to expand the header pins. There's another LED labeled on. That is a power indicator LED. And if you need help getting started, you can go to the Freenove.com website, click on the tutorial tab, and scroll down to the bottom here or wherever, and click on the link to the right that corresponds with the kit that you purchased. Once you've downloaded the file and you've extracted all the files from the zip file, you'll see data sheets on components that came with your kit. You'll see a file that says sketches. This is the code that's included with your tutorial, and then a file that says libraries. Those are the libraries that you'll need to run your sketches as you work your way through the tutorial. Here's a look at the tutorial file. As you can see, there are a lot of projects separated into chapters, and it goes all the way up to chapter 43. I've worked through some other Freenove tutorials, and they do a really good job of putting together a comprehensive beginner tutorial. The Freenove board does not come with a plastic base like the Arduino, so you may want to consider plastic, acrylic, or wood underneath it, or maybe even foam tape or 3D printed plate. Yeah, that rocks a little bit. Of course, the build quality doesn't beat the Arduino brand, but it still seems like a nice board and it's constructed very well. Currently on Amazon, the Arduino brand board is $19.99 and the Freenove board is only $5 cheaper at $14.95. I'm going to do a really quick project here, a knock pattern project with a 41mm piezo disc. Now this disc, when laid on certain materials, can generate voltage when stressed, like tapped or bent or vibrated, and that's what we're going to do today. The program is going to learn a knock pattern, and we're going to see if we can replicate that knock pattern to flash an LED. So in this project, we're going to use the Freenove Control Board Mini version 5. We're going to use some male-to-male jumpers, 5mm LED, a piezo disc, a breadboard, a 560 ohm resistor, a 1 million ohm resistor, and a polyester film capacitor. I've had these piezo discs for quite a while. I looked it up and I purchased them on August 6, 2022, so I'm just not getting them out. I got them from Amazon and I just looked them up and they're $10 for a bag of 10. We're going to connect our piezo disc to analog 0, and we're using the analog pin because the signal strength is stronger and it just helps us reliably detect that the knock happened, whether it's a hard knock or a light tap. So we're going to go ahead and add the red wire to A0 and then the black wire to ground. And then when we add our 1 million ohm resistor and our capacitor in parallel from A0 to ground, our high frequency noise is shunted to ground through the capacitor and the low frequency signals are able to reach the analog pin. I'm using a polyester film capacitor. It's the 2A683J capacitor, and it's 68 nanofarad and it works pretty well. You can also try a ceramic capacitor. We'll also add a red 5mm LED with a 560 ohm resistor and connect that to pin 9. There'll be about a 5.5 milliamp current on pin 9, which is well below the 8 milliamp max, so that's good. The beginning of the loop controls the overall flow. If there's no pattern set or too many failed attempts occur, the system will go into a learning mode. Otherwise, it waits for a knock and checks the pattern, and a correct pattern flashes the LED, and an incorrect pattern will increase the fail count. This part detects a knock by measuring a quick change in analog signal from the piezo, and that ensures that the knock is real and not just background noise. This is the section that learns the knock patterns by capturing the timing between knocks using millis, not seconds. It uses millis, and it stores them in an array. And you'll see that each knock triggers an LED feedback, and the loop ends if the pattern is complete or too much time passes between knocks. I'll go ahead and set the knock pattern, and then I'll show you an example of the program recognizing the pattern and then not recognizing the pattern. I'm tapping on the outer edge of the piezo because this is a solid oak desk, so light and distant knocks don't travel as well compared to thinner materials like plywood, plastic, or drywall, or even a drum. Ideally, I would want to knock on the underside of the desk where the flat surface is of the piezo. Now I want to show you a longer knock, and the longer it is, the harder it is to recognize the pattern. And if your piezo isn't recognizing the knocks properly, you can always raise or lower the knock threshold. Now you don't have to use an LED like I'm using. You can use this knock pattern to unlock a door or play a song or light up an LED matrix. So if you're interested in this code, I will post it to the Facebook page. I'll also email it to those who are on the email list. Check the description for details, and thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. If you enjoy this type of stuff, be sure to like the video by giving it a thumbs up and subscribe, and also share it with somebody else who may find it beneficial. And I'll see you again with another video.